Hey, Kajun Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem.
Hello, and good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? It is a crispy 29 degrees. It's supposed to warm up into the 40s today, so we'll see. It's supposed to be sunny today. So first in the chat today is the Mr. O, the 717 detector. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And Perlini, hello, good morning, and welcome. And there's Mark. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And yes, Robert is here. He is off till the weekend, 4-day weekend, and we celebrate it all weekend. His birthday's Saturday, but we're starting it today. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people do a week, some people do a month. It's a 4-day week now. So this weekend, yep, it is his birthday Saturday. Let's see, Glammaz, hello, good morning, and welcome. And yep, let's see who else is here. Glenn, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Yvonne, hello, good morning, and welcome. How are y'all doing today? Good to see y'all. And there's Frugal, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. There's Dawn, hello, good morning, and welcome. Making sure I don't miss anybody. The chat is flying. It's okay, though. It's all good. Let's see. Shopping on the low. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And there's Dawn. Don't forget, she goes live every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right after this show. And it's Dawn and Susie Woozy go live from the doghouse. If you haven't checked out that show and you wonder why they label the doghouse from the doghouse, is because they always have puppies and dogs with them. So, you know, why not? Let's see here. And Angie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Melissa, hello, good morning, and welcome. And there's Jennifer dropping links already. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you doing? Good to see you. Purple Winks, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Everybody's saying hello. Live Style Rewind, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Everybody else is saying hello. Backlash, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how you doing? Long time no see. Welcome back. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a minute, but thank you for coming back. And there's Stacy. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Please send all good vibes my way. I'm having a dentist appointment. It'll go great. We will. Definitely put you in our thoughts and prayers. I've been in and out of work this morning. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but thank you for stopping by and thank you for joining us. Good luck. Yes, definitely. Jessica, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Susie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. There's our featured channel of the week. Don't forget, tomorrow it will change. So check it out and see who it is for tomorrow. Every Friday morning. Forgive me. Dawn, you good? Use that blanket, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We have several who use a blanket. It's all good. Sometimes that's how you connect everybody. All right, so don't forget to check out everybody's channel. I'm going to go through the calendar real quick. Today we have a long day again of things going on. Let's see here. Silver Hair Stack of Tide goes live at 9. Dawn Southern Finds. Dawn goes live with Susie Woozy from the doghouse at 9:30. At 9:45, you have Jabby's Laughing and Listing Show. And then at 10 o'clock, you have Carol's Creative Corner. Her and Irene. It's their Carol's Steals and Deals. Go check them out. Then at 10 o'clock, you also have Stacy Made Catitude. And then at 10 o'clock every day, 7 days a week, by the way, is when Stacy goes live. If you like doing crafting, she does it live on her show in the mornings. Go check it out. And then also we have The Buddha Chick. Rita goes live 7 days a week with her daily devotions. And then at 10:30, you have Adopted Retrospect, Kim. And I'm not sure if it's canceled or if maybe someone else is going to do it with her, but she's scheduled for 10:30. And I know she's been recuperating from her surgery. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers as well. Jackass Retro goes live 7 days a week at 11:30. And a lot of it has to do with postcards and ephemera. Check them out. Don't forget at 12 o'clock. None other than every Tuesday and Thursday is the Two Hip Chicks with their chick chat at 12 o'clock. Then we have at 1 o'clock is Ella Saved Here First with her guest. At 5 o'clock, it should be, and I'm not sure if it's still on, but Victoria and Nana Tink go live with their auction at 5. At 6:30 is Roy, Dust Not Included, and Janine's. Now, they do rotate, but they're on at 6:30, so you can catch them on either channel. And then at 7 o'clock, you have Dawn's channel. At 7 o'clock, you also have the Two Beardos, which is canceled till further notice. Keep Nate Pie Trinkets and Doodads, or Nate in your thoughts and prayers, as he is being recovering now from his back surgery. And then at 7 o'clock, you have the Vintage Hippie. At 8 o'clock, you have Caucasian Sasquatch, goes live at 8. And then at 8 o'clock, you also have OCS Auction House, which is Amber Ray. I think she changed it to Amber Ray. Check her out as well. Then the Sparkling Beaters, if they've been under the weather, so keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well. But if they do go live, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. At 9 o'clock, you have New England Thrifters. Laverne and Shirley with Helen and Steph, with Steph sells stuff by the seashore. And that's at 9 o'clock tonight. Then you have 9 o'clock is a Southern Belle with the Battle with Bella. And then at 9:30 to end the night so far that I have on the schedule is Veronica Mitka, where she does her live on Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, all the times I'm telling you are Eastern Standard Time. All right, now let me go back here and tell everybody hello. Anybody I missed? We'll get this party started. Let's see. Dropping those links. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yes, that does help the channel. Thank you very much. Tina, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And yes, Robert's in the chat today. Hello, good morning and welcome. Living my best life at 60. Hello, good morning and welcome. Great to see you back. Welcome back. Let's see. Arby. Good morning, Arby. Arby came in? Where's Arby? I didn't see Arby. Arby, did I miss you somehow in the chat flying? If you hear a hello, I don't see you in the chat. Well, in the StreamYard anyway. Oh, I see you way down there. So you must have came in from behind. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I didn't get to you yet, maybe. There he is. Arby, hello, good morning and welcome. There's Arby. Let's see. I found a silver spoon with pretty... Oh, $18.99. Awesome. Michael, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? You are welcome. Awesome. Angry out of this. Michael, here. Yep. Arby is here. Please smash the thumbs up. That does help. Now, I don't know if y'all came in on Monday, if you missed a Tuesday show. It's something I'm starting this week, and I'm trying to do some different things for the morning show. Kind of getting back to the basics kind of thing. Hello, Helen. There's Helen. Good morning, hello, and welcome, and good to see you. And as we did Tuesday, if you enjoyed Tuesday's show, I have another lineup for you today. This will be every Thursday. And if you ever thought about maybe thinking about maybe doing other platforms other than eBay, we know there's Mercari, there's Etsy, there's Amazon, and all these other platforms. But have you ever thought about maybe Poshmark? There's a lot of questions I'm sure you have. And why not bring on someone who knows about Poshmark, has been doing it for quite a while. And every time we have a conversation, it seems to be about, sometimes it gets to Poshmark. So why not bring on somebody who y'all know, enjoyed chatting with. Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, good morning and welcome. So get your questions ready. If you're interested in getting into Poshmark, here's your opportunity every Thursday when bringing on none other than our favorite Poshmark queen. Here's Glammaz Closet. And don't forget to unmute.
Oh my God, Poshmark would be cracking up right now if they knew I was a Poshmark queen. They would be laughing so hard.
So how are you doing this morning? Great to have you on, and thank you for doing this with me today. We're going to be starting to do this series every Thursday. So again, we'll kind of keep it in a short on Thursdays because of the fact that we do have Dawn Southern Finds Dawn going live at 9:30, but we'll try to keep it as close as we can. Sometimes when the questions are flying in, we're going to keep on going. So Glammaz, tell her a little bit about yourself and give a little introduction for those. We do have some new people in our community that has been coming into the morning show that may not know who you are. So promote yourself and what you're doing on your channel and what you do with Poshmark a little bit, just a teaser.
Of course. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dana, and I am Glammaz from Glammaz Closet on YouTube. I also have a Poshmark closet I've had for almost 3 years now. And so I sell primarily on Poshmark. I do mostly like clothing and accessories and shoes and jewelry and things like that. But there's a very wide range of things you can sell on Poshmark, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And I've sold just about a little bit of everything, really. So that is me, just a Midwestern Glammaz, looking for a good, looking to give somebody a good bargain on some stuff. Mm-hmm.
Now, there is a YouTube special that you do every weekend. Talk a little bit about that.
Every Saturday morning, we get together and we do. It's a little analytical. It can get a little salty. I have salty treats, but we also have a lot of fun. We have a live chat every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. Come and join us. Have coffee. We just really hang out and chat. We talk about reseller news. We also talk about news of fashion. So if anybody's looking for fashion news, fashion updates, what's selling, is there anything that's problematic? Things like that. We also do a little bit of a 7th inning stretch, and of course, I love to give shout outs. I love to make sure that everybody gets the credit that they're due for the many acts of kindness. So we also do sweets for the sweetest shout outs as well.
All right, and I'm dropping links in the chat real quick as we go.
And please buy Jennifer a milkshake.
And I dropped all of Jennifer's links because she's doing all this on her phone, y'all. When y'all come in, she's dropping your link. When you say hello, she's dropping your link. So that's how she tells you hello, by dropping your link to your channel. So here is Glammaz's information. There's her Poshmark, and there is her email if you have any personal questions you would like to reach out to her with. All her information, by the way, is in the description bar below. That way you can reach out to her or even check out her Etsy store. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with some questions and answers. If you have any specific questions or even having to do with Poshmark, just go ahead and start asking them in the chat, and I will go through my chat and I will put stars next to them so I don't make sure I don't miss your questions. So I'm going to go ahead and start a question off real easy to get the ball rolling. I know I've been on eBay, and most people do a major platform. Mm-hmm. How is it compared to, with doing Poshmark, how is it compared to eBay when it comes to listing? Is it easy? Is it a lot harder? Talk a little bit about that.
You just threw me a softball. Honestly, that was the biggest meatball across the plate. Poshmark and eBay are, I list on both, actually. Good morning, Patrick. I list on both, and the Poshmark is so easy. For Poshmark, I really would do every picture that you can from every angle and measurements. They're always going to ask for measurements. But as far as listing goes, I list from my phone. I take the pictures from my phone and list from my phone, so I never have to get my computer involved. I also, it's only got, like, it doesn't ask country of origin. It doesn't ask, like, subcategories and stuff like that. It's really like, what are you selling? What color is it? What brand is it? What size is it? And is it new or old or used? And do you have any descriptors that you want to add? And then they ask the original price. And for me, I always put in 0 unless I have the price tag on it that says something over $500, because if it's over $500, I want to impress them, right? But usually if they ask me like the original price, I just type in 0. You don't actually have to type in the original price. You don't have to look that stuff up. And then what price I want to sell it at. And then I hit list, and that is it. That's it. Listing is so easy. I'm kind of a techno dummy, so I go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when doing Poshmark, I know from what I've heard, again, I've only been reselling for a little over 3 years, but the stigma about the Poshmark is that you can only do clothing. Now, didn't they redo that to where you can also do more than just clothing?
Oh, yes, they did. You can list, the things that you can list on Poshmark are anything from housewares, any type of housewares. There is pet, anything to do with pets. Anything with pets does have to be new with tags. It does have to be new. You can do electronics. You can pretty much almost sell now anything on Poshmark that you would on eBay. I've done books, comic books. I've done toys, kids' clothes, all sorts of stuff. Collector's items, vintage items, all of that. Yeah.
Now, New England Thrifter Helen says, I used to list on Poshmark all the time. Love the easy shipping, not fond of the sharing. That brings me to my next question I was going to ask in reference to that, because I even hear, and I speak with the postal clerk at our post office. She's always talking about wanting to get into eBay, but she does Poshmark and she loves it. So, and she talks a lot about this sharing of closet. Now, I hear different people talking about they don't have to sit there and share it anymore because there's different programs. So talk a little bit more about the sharing of the closet and what they have available for you as a Poshmark reseller.
When Poshmark is talking about sharing a closet, what they want you to do is share your items. What that does for you is it sort of puts your items at the top of the algorithm, at the top of the search bar, whenever somebody's looking something up. So sharing is important on Poshmark, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. I've been using a bot for about 1.5 years now. I use Posher VA, and I sell enough on Poshmark to make it worth the $25 a month that I pay for Posher VA. What it does is you can actually set it up. You can even pre-time it. You can schedule a time for your Poshmark closet to share, and it'll share every available listing in your Poshmark closet. So it kind of puts it back at the top of the search engine. Now, remember too that millions of people are doing this, so you have to share more than once a day. I share my closet anywhere between 10 and 15 times a day. But with the bot, with the Posher VA, I just set it up to do that. And then sometimes I'll just go in and just push the button just for giggles. If you have a newer closet though, and you have like less than 10 listings or less than 20 listings, it's probably going to be in your best interest to just share them manually, unless you're selling like 10 or 20 really expensive things and you get your money back on that.
Right.
So to share manually, you just hit like one button that says share, and then it shares it.
Okay, we have a question from Shopping on the Low. What happens to the followers following when they unfollow you? I know it's a tongue twister. I got you, boo. So yeah, she wants to know basically what happens to the followers who are following you when they unfollow you.
Not a lot. Nothing. Honestly, they just don't follow me anymore, and they can unfollow me. It's not like YouTube where it counts against you. Poshmark doesn't really take into account. I know that they've got like this many you're following and this many following you. Nobody pays attention to that. To be brutally honest, the only time that you would want to pay attention to that is if maybe you wanted ambassador status. And if you want ambassador status, you have to have a certain amount of followers. But other than that, nobody pays attention to it. And after that first certain amount of followers, you won't pay attention to it. You're like, I don't care who's following me and who's not. That's not right. It's not like YouTube.
Now, Dawn says that I use Flip, which I use as well. I do have that information in the description bar below, where she doesn't have time, so she uses them to do it for sharing out, because she doesn't have time to do it herself. Do you know anything about that with Flip?
I do know something about that. It's Flip, Vendu, List Perfectly. A lot of those platform sharing, they call them like a multi-platform sharing tool. And a lot of those you can set up much like you would the Posher VA, which is virtual assistant. Thank you for pointing that out. A lot of those you can set up just like you would the listing assistant, where they will share your closet for you. So it really, again, just depends on what your monthly budget is for marketing. Dawn, you keep forgetting that you even have a Poshmark closet. Yeah. I do the same thing with eBay, I got to be honest. But yeah, there are people who are constantly sharing. I'm one of those people because I do want my stuff at the top of the list. But again, I have, they're like Posher VA in that you can actually pre-program times to follow. Do they take their followers with them? No, because That's a good question. If somebody unfollows you, it doesn't mean, if somebody follows you, it doesn't mean that all of their followers are also now following you. So if they unfollow you, it's just them.
So Dawn says that I haven't listed or shared on my Poshmark in ages, but I still keep getting followers. That's a good
Yeah. There are some, the Posher VA will pick up, they'll pick up, like, you know, if you have like new people and they need to follow somebody, they'll pick up randoms all over the place. And if somebody decides to like something that you have listed, a lot of times they'll pick them up as a follower. So yeah, the followers, honestly, on Poshmark, unless you're trying to reach ambassador status, which we'll talk about that in a minute, unless you're trying to reach ambassador status, it doesn't really mean too much.
Right. Michael says Poshmark is like Instagram as a platform, but designed to be a selling environment, and with bots totally automated and the shipping process easier in the industry.
They do have the easiest shipping process ever. Everything that you send out from Poshmark goes priority mail. And I sell something and they print me up a label, and that is it. Like, they send me a label, I print it, that's it. So there's no calculating shipping. There's none of that. Now, Poshmark doesn't sell internationally.
Oh.
And that's where eBay has a really keen advantage for overseas sales and things like that. Poshmark doesn't sell internationally at this time. Okay. They do have a Poshmark Canada and a separate Poshmark for the UK that they're just starting up. They're just ramping up.
Live Style and Wine says, honestly, becoming a Poshmark ambassador did nothing for my sales, so I couldn't make it a priority. It wouldn't make it a priority.
And that's the thing, because when you're new with Poshmark, it's like, oh, I want that ambassador status. And then you get it and you realize it made absolutely zero difference in your life whatsoever. And then they have ambassador gold status, and that makes absolutely zero difference in your life whatsoever.
Now, I've heard some people talking in reference to, because there are some other channels that I watch that do Poshmark. Isn't there like 2 different levels of ambassador or something like that I'm hearing about?
There is. There's regular ambassador status, which you really, I think most new people just get kind of caught up in the whole thing, and they're like, oh, I want ambassador status. And so they try to gain that ambassador status. And then once you gain it, you're looking around, you're like, what's the thing?
Is there like any perks that go with that? What is the label of ambassador?
That's just it. You just have the ambassador label, and there's no perks. Now, there is also the next level up is a Poshmark Gold ambassador level. The only perk that I found with that one is that on Poshmark Gold ambassador level, you actually get to reach out to Poshmark customer service a little more easily. They send you the information for that. So as a seller, you get more attention from Poshmark customer service, or you actually get access to it. So that's kind of the weird part of it. I've never had to use it, but
following and followers don't mean anything on Poshmark. I think it's more of a gimmick or just to look cool and similar on Instagram. I think that's what I'm hearing.
That's true. It is literally, I mean, if you're on Poshmark now, the only thing I can think of is that, you may get more exposure if you're sharing to your followers, because when you share, you either share to a party or you share to followers. And I share to my followers, so it does reach more people, I guess. But I mean, it's in their news feed. It's not like it's, it's not like it's really doing too much for you.
Shopping on the List asks a question: do you price your items the same as you do on other platforms?
That is a great question. Poshmark takes 20% off the top of any sale that you do. So it depends on what the other platforms are. If I'm trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, no, absolutely not, because Facebook Marketplace takes the most minimum amount ever. If I'm trying to sell something on like eBay, yeah, eBay's ultimately, the fees on eBay add up to about that 20% between the, priority listings and stuff like that. I don't really sell up on Poshmark. The only thing that I will do is on Posh, because I know that they know what brands. There are some more expensive brands that aren't well known, and usually the shoppers on Posh kind of know those. So if it's like a Ritzia, Aquatalia, things like that the average Joe who's looking for designer wouldn't know, those I would price appropriately on Poshmark and not list on anywhere else, just because I know who my shoppers are and I know that they know what this is and what the value is.
Okay. All right. Let me go back to the next question or highlighted item I did. Let's see. Yvonne says, I sell a lot of records. Problem is Poshmark considers records electronics and Poshmark doesn't send priority, then sending parcel select ground.
For any electronics, that's the only difference, is that the shipping, they will send parcel select ground instead of priority. If you wanted to upgrade the shipping, that may be possible, but I wouldn't spend extra on that shipping. With records too, I just feel like for that particular thing, I've sold electronics on Poshmark before, but I have to tell you, I've had a lot more luck on eBay with electronics, just a lot more luck. It has to do with who's looking on what platform for what. So if I have, it's not that Poshmark doesn't get gentlemen callers. It's that honestly, and I hate to be like stereotyping, but most straight men look on eBay before they would look on Poshmark. They think Poshmark's all ruffle skirts. A lot of them.
And Dawn made a comment about Mark's comment about underwear.
Used underwear. If you think I have never sold used underwear on Poshmark, you are completely wrong.
Okay.
No, yeah, not mine. God, not mine.
He says, I'm guessing selling used underwear on Poshmark is frowned upon.
Not really, as long as they're clean and they're in good condition. If they're clean and in good condition, you're not going to get much for them. You're probably going to end up paying Poshmark because it's not that kind of platform. But yeah, you can actually sell. There are lingerie where ladies will wear it once and never again. Or they will get it and decide that they don't like it. So it's still new with tags, still hanging on there. Yeah, I've sold that. Sure. I have lingerie pieces in my closet right now.
All right. So my next question is going to be with this one with Dawn. She says, I sell nothing on Poshmark, even though my bot shares. However, I only have 50 listings and I don't sell clothing. I do have some shoes and jewelry. So with that statement, does Poshmark have anything against your store going dormant? Or what is that? Is that similar to the eBay where you want to kind of do something with your store every day to keep it active?
With Poshmark, the more active you are and the more that you list, it's kind of like eBay that way. The more active that you list, the more active that you are in your closet, the more attention you're going to get. Okay. You kind of, if you're listing like a certain amount per day, then they pick up and take notice of that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I'm laughing at Patrick's comment.
What do you say?
I'm trying to say hello in the chat. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to this one real quick. Liv Stellar and Wine says, oh God, goodness, Poshmark customer service is useless.
They can be. They can be. Absolutely. They sometimes, I am in touch with customer service and it works out in my favor, but I don't have to interact with them that often. So, and sometimes they are literally, you're trying to reach out to Poshmark and you cannot get a person. You know, but I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this, please let me know, but I feel like that's kind of that way mostly across all of the platforms.
Yeah, as long as you are listing consistently like you should be already, you would still get sales. But you're totally right, Glams. Most followers could potentially mean more eyes seeing your items. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jeffrey, I'll check it after the show. I saw something from you on Instagram, but there was nothing attached to that this morning. I am so late. Hello, Veronica.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Let's see. Denise, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Gotta go. All right, thank you, Mr. O.
Hi, 717.
Very true. There is crossover between Poshmark and eBay to an extent, but there is also a large number of people who are only shopping on one or the other. Yep. Let's see. Poshmark is an unpredictable mystery.
Yes.
She
is. There is there is Veronica, that's hilarious. There is a type of person, and I actually am this person, who knows exactly specifically what they want, what size, what color, what it is, who makes it, that sort of thing, and will go into Google and bring up whatever they can. In that case, your Poshmark, you want to have just shared, because your Poshmark's going to hop up there on that Google search, as well as the eBay or whoever else is selling Macari, the Real, whoever. So in that way, I think you tend to get, people who sort of wander in and they're not actually already Poshmark members. They wander in, purchase something, and then leave, and that may be their only Poshmark experience. Wow. So I always like to share as much as possible, because you never know who's Google searching what at what time.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm the same way, Dawn. I am very picky when it comes. Now, when I was younger, yeah, we did hand-me-downs, usually from the family or things like that. But as you get older, you do have that thing about maybe used shoes, or underwear, and things like that. But there's some people who don't care. And that's another thing I'm noticing when you go sourcing, for example. I always tell Robert, I could tell him we're coming to the shoes because it's that smell.
Corn chip. Yeah. Fritos.
I'm the same way. I have to have these shoes.
Yeah, Frito pie.
I sell my granny's panties. All right, Helen. Ain't nothing wrong with you, as long as you're selling them. What's up? Good morning. Hello. Welcome, Sherry. Good morning. I am quite enjoying this young lady. She is very funny and quite knowledgeable. Well, thank you very much. And we'll have her on every Thursday as long as we can.
My son was a Marine, so yeah, he'd probably trade you.
Poshmark has customer service.
Yeah, they Veronica and I know we've shared our woes with each other before.
And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I am highlighting them in the star if I see you with a question or a statement, and we'll go ahead and get to it when we can. In your opinion, is Posh a better platform for clothing than eBay, or is it just another platform? That's a good question.
That is a great question, and I have I have a kind of a long answer, and I'm just going to apologize in advance.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so here's been my experience, and this is just my personal experience. I'm not quoting the Bible or anything like that. Mm-hmm. In my experience, eBay is much better for men's clothing. eBay is much better for sneakers. Any sneakerhead, I always have more success with eBay than I do with Poshmark. Also, things like waders, hunting jackets, fishing jackets, things that are very outdoorsy, Nike. Under Armour, things like that. Usually I like to cross list those on eBay because with eBay, I find that more people are looking at that particular brand. Mm-hmm. That being said, with Poshmark, I have much more success with designer brands. I have much more success with designer, and it doesn't have to be Gucci. It could be Coach. I've had much more success with dresses, skirts, hosiery, heels. I have more success with expensive brands that are not well known by the public. I have there's a thing called stealth wealth. And those are super expensive brands, but not everybody knows about them. And it's sort of an old money aesthetic. I have much more success on Poshmark with that. So I would recommend, if you get a chance, to cross list. And Veronica Mitka, if you check out her Relist and Relax tonight, she's got in her description, she's actually got Vendu, and that's the one that I'm planning on signing up with. So that is, I think that each platform has its strengths. And I think clothing is such a wide array. It's like saying electronics, which one is better? There's such a wide array of what that could mean, that really look at the clothing and go, okay, who's buying this? And really kind of try to figure out who your buyer would be for this piece of clothing. And then, if you get a chance to cross list, that's great. But if you have to pick one or the other, just base it on who's looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Let me go back up here because I'm trying to say hello as you're talking. Go back to where I was with the comment way up here. I'm trying to go as I hear you talking. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. How far am I up here? Did I pass it already? Wow, I know I have a comment open. Where's my last star? That's what it was. That was with Tommy, is what I'm looking for.
Hi, Tommy.
Actually, what I can do is this. Let's see. Where did I put Tommy's comment? Yeah, this chat flew on me.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm trying to get back to Tommy's comment and find it.
Give me just a second.
Let's see. Go back here. Go back to the last. Let's see. Patrick. I have it highlighted. I just way up there though. I'm trying to find Tommy's. Wow, this chat flew on me. I'm glad I put the stars next to him. Oh, I'm way down there. What time is it right here? Oh yeah, I'm way behind now. What time is it? So yeah, I need to go back up 9 o'clock. Let's see here. I got to find Tommy's comments. I know where I was. Sorry about that. And thank everybody for coming in. If you have any questions dealing with Poshmark, feel free to ask in the chat.
Do you mind if I make a comment really quickly?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Veronica said posh parties are useless, so it's community sharing. Fight me, LOL. I'm not going to fight you on that. I think a lot of people are intimidated when they go onto Poshmark about the social aspect of it, the parties, the sharing, all of that. You can have your bot do all of that. And as far as like attending the posh parties, because it's like, the posh party at 11 a.m. is designer, and the posh party at 2 is for kids, and the posh party at 6 is for all. And don't bother. Don't bother. I have yet to receive a direct sale from that has been like, oh yeah, I saw you on the posh party. It just doesn't happen. And if you're a host pick, yay, the first time, and then afterwards you're like, oh God, this is the kiss of death. So yeah, I honestly don't even pay attention to posh parties. Anyone who's been on it for any amount of time does not pay attention to that party stuff. That's crap.
All right, let's see.
Sorry, Poshmark for that. That's true.
Now, next question I have while I'm looking at where I need to be on the with your Poshmark. Don't you have an affiliate link if somebody's interested? How does the affiliate link work, and how can somebody get a hold to you for an affiliate link to support you with going on to Poshmark if they were interested?
On most of my videos, I'll put the affiliate link, and they're more than welcome to, click on that and become a Posh, start selling on Posh. I get credit for it, and I honestly have only ever done it once, and I got a $10 prize. I'm not sure if that happens every time. Veronica actually does more than I do on that particular one. But as far as it helps you with your gold ambassador status, and that's about it.
Okay.
About it, and then you get like a certain amount of, I think you get $10 for every follower that you get. Yeah. I don't push it because I'm like, that's like the Jehovah's Witness of sorry.
You okay? All right, I'm trying to get caught up here. Nora, okay, here we go. That's where we were, right there. All right, now I found it. Let's see. All right, Dawn, have a great show.
Thanks, Dawn.
I've been trying to comment in the chat as we go so I don't miss. I am expanding and going back to listing clothes on Poshmark. Cool.
I think, I mean, honestly, I think that the more eyes that you can get on your items, the better. So I think cross listing is definitely a very good option. And especially if you find that one platform is slowing down, maybe they changed their algorithm, or another platform slowing down. Maybe they just made a big status change or something like that. So it's always a good idea. I think, the more eyes that are on your product, the quicker it may move.
Right. Now, Lift Solid Rewind says, I've been on Poshmark since 2014 and can still only contact them through an email. Sometimes I don't hear back from them for weeks. Now, I have a question on that one.
Yeah.
I know usually on eBay you can go to and contact them through that as well, or you can go to there's a Facebook group, and usually you can go there and they'll directly get your answer to you quicker. Do y'all have anything like that with Poshmark, where if they can't get in touch with you through there, do y'all have like a platform you can also go to contact someone directly? Have they did that for y'all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hmm.
And again, I've only had to contact Poshmark a couple of times. And usually by the time I contact them, I'm in the middle of a hissy fit, so they tend to listen.
Okay.
No, once I got the gold ambassador status, they gave me the key to the kingdom or whatever.
Uh-huh.
The thing that I found frustrating was trying to reach out to Poshmark before I hit the gold ambassador status. You really did have to email them. And what I found was the same thing that I found in the hospitality industry and sales, was that if you want to be heard, keep repeating yourself. Keep repeating yourself. Keep repeating yourself. And eventually somebody is going to listen, because they want you to go away.
Right. Lifestyle Rewind also says that she's been doing this for part-time on Posh for 7-ish years, and I have made almost 10K on this site. So it's still worth watching and checking out on your items. And I know I just messed that up, but you got the idea. Let's see here. Cheryl, good to see you. Hello, good morning and welcome. If you have any questions, all right, Carol, thank you for letting us know.
I'm so sorry.
Just what sell better on eBay versus Poshmark platforms all the time. Yeah, and it's like that, because there's even a kids type clothing or kids things platform to list on as well, isn't there?
Yeah, they have they have kids clothing, kids shoes, toys, books. I mean, it's all of that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I tried listing on Kuisine. I tried a couple of Kuisine listings, and I just was getting no love. So for the Kuisine listings, I actually ended up pulling that stuff down and taking it locally to Once Upon a Child, and I just got my money right away. So it's just me being impatient.
eBay I don't mess with anymore due to they charge too much. We need to do some Nextdoor. Okay. There's nothing wrong with the Nextdoor app. That you can also post stuff there too. I will try Poshmark. Awesome.
It doesn't cost anything to try, but they do take 20% off the top. So you want to keep that in mind whenever you're doing your selling. Also, if you have something, they will ship up to 5 pounds. So anything, if you have something that's heavier than 5 pounds, you want to make sure that you get, extra shipping, that you pay for the extra shipping.
Thomas says, thank you very much for the detailed answer. That was the information I was looking for.
That's good. Cool. Thank you, Tommy.
That's what we want to do. We want to make sure we get your answers. And if it takes the long wind away, then we'll do that. Let's see. Did you talk about those anonymous parties? That was a good question. I was thinking about that, but I was kind of sneaking in when I could. But that's a great question. Now, I hear a lot of different people, including my postal clerks. I keep pointing to her because every time I talk with her about eBay, she's talking about Poshmark. And so, what is this thing with the parties, and how does that work? And is that something you have to set up at a certain time? And how does that work on that?
Poshmark, yeah, when Poshmark started, they wanted to do, they wanted to be sort of like the Instagram or the Facebook or the Twitter or whatever of reselling, right? So they were speaking to millennials at the time. And what they did was they tried to make it like more of a social site. So they have every morning now this is like 11 a.m. my time. So I'm not sure. But they're a Pacific Coast company. That's why they've got the timing is kind of weird. So every day they have 4 different Poshmark parties. They have one at 11 a.m., one at 2 in the afternoon. And what it is people go on and they share those specific things to those specific parties. So for example, if it's best in jeans party at 2 o'clock this afternoon, a Poshmark seller could go on and share all of the jeans in their closet, right? And all these jeans would show up. Now we're talking about millions of people sharing at the same time. So my question is, would you rather share to a party where everybody's got the same thing? Somebody could have the same thing as you priced much lower. Or would you rather sell sort of in between those parties and around those parties, or even on the back side of those parties, and actually be more of a singular thing as opposed to one of billions, right? So, so posh parties are pretty much, they are, for me, and again, with new people, they're gonna try it. They're like, "Ooh, posh party, da 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 da." Honestly, for me, they're utterly useless. And so I just let my bot share, because my bot knows best. I've set up my bot to share, and sometimes at the same time as parties. I mean, you can throw a thing or two into a party so it looks like you're like, yay, Poshmark. But honestly, most of the time I just let my bot share things. And yeah, I don't go to the parties. Nobody goes to the parties. So the biggest misconception that I find with hard goods resellers and with people who aren't normally on Posh is that you have to be social and that you have to reach out and you have to make Posh, they call them PFFs, Posh Friends Forever. And that you have to, hang out with people and do the online lives. You don't have to do any of that. Program your bot and walk away. That's it.
Is it beneficial, and can you make money from doing that? I mean, is it worth it, and what's the purpose of it?
For me, it's never been worth it. I find that I make more money being social on YouTube, and sharing my Poshmark Closet link, and then people go and they shop it and they're like, oh yeah, I like these boots or whatever. But the majority of what you're getting is not from a party. The majority of what you're getting from sales is just people looking for something specific, or somebody going, oh, I need a little black dress for a party, and they pull up little black dress and they're looking for that. So it's kind of like that. Ella has a posh party theory that I would like to address.
I'm gonna get to that next, because I'm trying to highlight as an order.
Yeah.
Stacy says, when I know on Flip, with this portion of the question, if you use Flip and or Bonanza, anything you sell on those that you're selling on another platform that you bring to them, yes, they will take it off of the original platform. But remember, if you're listed, say for example on eBay, say you have 5 items listed and you sold one on another platform by using a cross-posting like Flip or Bonanza, you got to remember that you have to go back and check, because usually they may delete the whole thing. So you definitely want to go back and still check and make sure they're only removing one. And sometimes they don't even remove that one. So you definitely want to double check it. But on this one for you on Poshmark, when cross listing on these platforms, when a piece sells on these platforms connected with another place, for example, Poshmark, and you cross posting with it from another platform, do they remove it manually, or do they remove it automatically, or do you have to manually remove it from the site?
That is a great question. Yeah. And here is my answer for that. It depends on how you do it. So my personal closet at this time, I have it separated into Poshmark and eBay. So if I sell something on eBay, it's automatically going to go sold, and it's not cross-listed to Poshmark. My friends, 2 of my friends, Veronica and Chloe, have Vendu, and they are cross-listed on Vendu. So with them cross-listing to Vendu, if they have something sell on one platform, ideally Vendu will remove it from the other platforms. However, I've noticed Ronnie and I were just talking about this last week, that you really do have to follow up. You're right, Johnny. You do have to follow up and just sort of make sure that everything is correct, that they have been removed from the other platforms.
All right, Tommy has another great question, and has to do with, you keep talking about a bot.
Yes.
A bot. Can you explain how the bots work that you keep speaking of?
Yeah, absolutely. When I say bot, I mean robot, obviously. Or maybe not obviously. But I went to, here's how I set it up. I went to a Posher VA, which is virtual assistant. I went to Posher VA. It's one of the many bots that you can get, and it's the one that I had heard the most good feedback about. So I went to Posher VA. I signed up with them, and then they've got a little hanger that sits at the top of a little hanger icon that sits at the top of my main page now. Anytime I want to share my closet manually, and when I say manually, I mean like anytime I want to share my closet, I can just go up, click on that, and then hit share, and bada bing, it'll share all the available listings. And we will take, if you'd like, what I can do is for next week, I can actually hook it up to where I have the screen share, and we can kind of look at Posher VA and really look at all the options that they have. But you can set it up to where you share to the shows or without the shows. You can set it up to where you share at certain times. You can set it up to share available onlys. It's also got the option to relist things, to delist things first and then relist them, so you get a fresh listing from it, and change pricing. It's got a bulk offer share where you can send out like sales on your closet if you're like 25% off the board or something across the board or something like that for Memorial Day sale. You can do that. So it's got a lot of options.
Let's see. Go back up here.
And yes, Jane, that's exactly it. Learn that one the hard way.
All right, that's the question we just did. I'm trying to go back to the stores where it started. Cheryl says, been on Poshmark since 2016 and made some good money, but everything has slowed down. Have you found that too, as far as, I think it's mostly on a lot of platforms right now.
I think that's kind of, I think that's kind of the economy. For one, now Poshmark screwed with their algorithm last year, and they keep saying that they have fixed it, and they haven't. But I think too that, so part of that, you have to take responsibility for part of it. You need new listings. You need to refresh. You need to share your closet. And it's not, I'm sharing it with this friend. It's like when you share your closet, you're sharing it with all your followers. So
Michael says that y'all know that I only do Halloween items in Q3, and my sales are always better on Posh than on eBay, and he does not do clothing.
I have a couple of items of Michael's in my closet still left over from Halloween, but I posted them way too late I should have posted them in Q3 and not Q4 for Halloween. You don't post them on October 1st. Right. But I do have a lot of eyes on the Halloween stuff. And I would say, guys, that any of the holiday stuff, you want to have it up year round.
Right. Let's see. That was Michael's, and when Cheryl said that she's been on Kidizen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I gave up on Kidizen too, but again, it may be one of those platforms where you get out what you put into it. I think all the other platforms, I get out of it exactly what I put into it, and even less probably.
Now, Veronica makes a good point. Now, do y'all need to, like when you do your listings? Mm-hmm. Like on some of them, do you do keywords or hashtag words for your listing?
Very much so. And I mean, depending on what the item is, but even for example, let's say that I'm looking for, if I were looking for a black dress right now for a special occasion, I would look for a black dress, probably one that's not stretchy material. I would also need a back zip because that is most flattering on my figure. I like 3/4 length sleeves with a scoop neck and mid length to knee length. So see how specific I am. That's what I'm typing into Google to look for what I'm really after. Because if I just type in black dress, I'm going to get 2.5 billion answers on that, and some of them are ridiculous for someone my age, someone at this current weight class. So with Poshmark and with any listing platform, it behooves you to put as much detail in as possible. Does it have a front? Does it have a flat pleated, trim on the front? Put that in, and just make sure you get as much detail.
All right, here's Ella's statement or a question that you wanted to touch on. With Posh parties, you can have the host to pick an item from your closet to share during the party.
It's correct. And I've had, she is correct on that. It's called a host pick. And sometimes, wish I could get those annoying lines. Sometimes I've never gotten a sale from being a host pick. It feels good to be a host pick. You're like, yay, look at me and my good taste. But ultimately, I've never gotten a sale from a host pick. And in reality, sometimes those have been kind of a kiss of death, where it's a host pick and nobody really cares about that. I mean, you have to look at what your buyers care about, not what the other people on Poshmark care about, because the other people on Poshmark are doing exactly what you're doing and trying to sell their stuff.
So that goes back to the last statement in reference to keywords, of making sure you have right keywords, that people are just searching for something, much less a party.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have got to be specific. And especially when it comes to clothing, there's too much clothing out there, and there's just too many of the same things. And you have got to show them what yours has to offer.
Thank you, Chuck, for that update. So Native Pie is doing well.
Yay! Oh, good.
That's awesome. All right, Jeffrey, have a great day. Thank you for being here. Dawn, Poshmark parties, Poshmark brings buyers to your closet as well.
Again, I hate to say this. It used to, when Poshmark was more of a social thing, it does not anymore. Honey, it hasn't done that, not since the pandemic started. You just don't get as much. The people are becoming more savvy with online shoppings, and they really don't want to hang out on Poshmark, and they just, I would have to politely and very respectfully, and I love you, Ella, disagree.
Pam says she stopped using Vendoo because of the listings not delisting and other flaws.
I would probably have to, when it comes to Vendoo, I would refer you to Veronica and ask her about her experience with it. I honestly haven't used Vendoo yet. I was planning on using it. Yeah. When I hear bot, I think R2D2 doing listings for me while I sip coffee. It's kind of like that.
Let's see. Poshmark has come a long way now. Back when I started with them, you were not allowed to use bots. Your closet get put in timeout. And
that's the thing. Ella's absolutely right. They have evolved. They've evolved and changed over the years, some for the good, some for the bad. I'm not entirely sure where they're headed in the future. They just got bought out last year by a company that does more online advertising. I think it's a Korean company, I want to say, or from Taiwan. They got bought out last year by a company that does more online advertising. So who knows what they're gearing up for or how that's going to change in the future.
And Stacey makes a good point. It's kind of scary, but she says that she thinks that it's such more Thank you for explaining it much more than would like to dive into it more, learning it all. Yeah, it's always new when you start a new platform. And Tommy says he's got a question. What is the cost or associated with that bot or with the bot?
The one that I use is Posher VA, and it is $25 a month. And I just do an auto pay out of my checking account, out of the checking account that I use for business. I just do an auto pay out of that every month. And for me, it's absolutely worth it. It has saved me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of time. So I list and then I let the bot take it from there.
I like the word.
Because
what it means, but it sounds smart.
Chuck, you're hilarious.
Sailor Stacker, are you still doing your Wednesday night shows? I have you on the calendar for Wednesday at 8. There is a major demographic shift happening right now, so don't expect consumer sales to be the same. Oh, what is that going to be about? Do you know?
I know that there is there's a new generation coming up that has different shopping habits than the previous generation, than the previous millennials. Gen Z has totally different shopping habits. They are more into thrifting and they are more into original things like that. We have younger platforms like Depop who are doing fantastically well right now. So if you have something really weird, I'd throw that thing on Depop and see how it does. I think that the demographics will always change. And you have to sort of look at your closet and go, okay, am I still making money? Am I still making the money that I want? If I'm not, where can I go to make that money? That sort of thing.
Let me see. Where was it just now? Veronica says, I think Poshmark parties are completely obsolete now that the posh shoes are a thing.
Shows.
So I know when it first came out, it was all about clothing.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the other categories if somebody wanted to get into it to try it, as far as like with vintage jewelry and things like that? Is that something that they can go into and try to list on Poshmark?
It is, and I apologize because I feel a sneeze coming on. Shoes, Veronica. I think that probably the one that's grown the most, because we've got clothing, shoes, accessories. Those have always been kind of posh thing. I think the one that's grown the most has been housewares and the pets. The pet categories have actually, I think, grown. It's got electronics. Most of the time, it's unless you have something that is a really good electronic at a really, really great price. I would probably say, it's just one of those categories that you list in because they want you to list in, but then you have like one or two items and you kind of forget about it. I don't see a lot of movement on the electronics and stuff like that, or as much as you would get on a platform like eBay.
Right. I already answered Patrick's question in the chat. Translation, do it myself. Yeah, that's another thing. You can always do it yourself because you know what you got going on when it comes to advertising.
Yeah, you can share manually. You don't have to have a bot. You can share manually, but you to get the maximum effect, you're going to want to share your closet, everything that you have available for sale, anywhere between 10 and 12 times a day, which can get to be a lot. And especially once you get up to like 50 listings, 100 listings, it's ridiculous. And that's where you kind of have the bot take over and do that work for you.
Right. Now, how often do you know if they're doing any type of other new categories that's coming out with Poshmark that if somebody else would be interested in maybe a category that they don't have yet? Is there any type of time frame where you know that maybe some of the new categories are coming out?
I haven't heard anything yet. I think the global expansion is what their minds are on right now, and figuring out how to take all of the old glitches that they have and really and realigning that algorithm so that we get more visibility, as far as like, when we go head to head with like eBay or Mercari or the other sites. So I think that's what they're sort of concentrating on now.
Okay.
Would be my guess.
Now, if you have any questions about Poshmark, feel free to ask in the chat. Glammaz would be glad to answer them for you. I am going to be dropping again the links for Jennifer, because she is in there dropping your links when you come in the chat. Talk about somebody's channel, she's dropping your link. That's her way of saying hello to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the panel. If you would like to come on and talk on the chat and chat with us about the topic of the day, which will be every Thursday morning with the morning show. So come check it out. And don't forget, every Tuesday is with Tommy the Bargain Effect, where we do Q&A all about eBay. Hello, Deborah. Welcome. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And the link has to be posted now to the top. And you're more than welcome to come on and talk about the conversation we're having with Poshmark. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to even ask up on here. Just remember that when you do come up, please make sure you do have your camera on so I can verify that it is you. But all are welcome to come on and also promote your channel. And again, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Poshmark. We're going to be having this every Thursday morning with the morning show. So if you happen to have any questions that you didn't ask or you didn't think about until after the show has been over with, write them down and bring them on next week. Definitely do that. Johnny, we need to get yes, exactly. I'm working on somebody for each platform. If we can do that, and somebody who's been doing it for quite a while, I'm open for suggestions for anybody who would like to donate their time for that in the morning. I would be glad to. I have tons of Etsy questions. That'd be a great, and again, I'm open to any Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are the only days open now, because on Tuesday is going to be eBay, and then of course Thursday is with Poshmark. Have them reach out to me if you know somebody who's really into it. I'm into it, but not like that. I just list here, list there. Like right now, I think I have like 12 drafts that I've been going through, getting things ready to take pictures, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm still learning both of those platforms. It's easy when you get into one of the top suggestions that I do have to say is, if you start reselling, pick one platform to start with, kind of get it under your belt, get it to where you know what's going on before you actually jump into another type platform. That is just my suggestion and my recommendations, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with different platforms all at one time.
Well, I think it's
to go crazy.
It's that whole walking before you run thing. That whole like learn to walk first.
Yeah. And that's another one I'm looking for, getting somebody on is Whatnot.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing for Robert says Whatnot Wednesdays. Yes, I like that. And that's why I'm hoping that somebody who's been doing Whatnot for a while and would like to come on and talk about it and answer questions. I would love to make that a Wednesday morning show. And then on Etsy, what is the other one? Mercari. That could be on Monday and a Friday. But I'm trying to keep Wednesday open for the Whatnot. Like Robert said, that's what I have in mind. But I'm trying to find somebody who would really be with that topic to where we can do it every week.
Yeah.
There's always going to be questions. People are just starting out and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I would love to have that on a Wednesday. Let's see, for all the night owls, feel free to come chat with us on. That's right. She does it every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Jennifer, for dropping it. Yes, don't forget, yesterday I did drop a introduction type video for the cooking channel. I am in the process, almost finished. It's a lot of work to edit a video, y'all know that.
It is a lot. My sister is a saint.
And I'm still working on the video for the cooking channel. First live cooking channel. No, first pre-recorded channel video come out tomorrow. I'm almost done finishing editing it. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out. And the video coming out tomorrow, and I'm trying to get it done by tomorrow, is taco quesadillas. That's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Oh, it was good.
So good.
By the way, Rob can make a comment on the video when it comes out of what he thought about it.
Nice.
I've done a couple of sales. Yeah. Let's see. If you're looking for some entertainment tonight, that she does the Battle of the Bell. Great show today. Well, thank y'all very much for being part of the show. Thank y'all for bringing your questions. And again, I have opened an Etsy shop, a few listings. Etsy is coming mostly on art items. Okay. Jeffrey, I sent you a rate. I did my post, my name, YouTube channel. Video sent you. Okay, I'm gonna check it out after the show, Jeffrey. Back road, do you like whatnot? That's a good question too. So yeah, that'd be a great thing to have if anybody knows of someone who's definitely into and know what they're doing with Poshmark. I mean, whatnot. Bring them on. Let them know. I'm looking for somebody for that on Wednesdays. I like that, Robert.
I knew I had a sneeze coming.
Chew, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And I know some people have done it a lot, but again, I'm looking for somebody definitely to come on in. Dawn, jury is still out. I'm not sure. Yeah, some people have a great show, and some people have where, okay, I'm done. It's over with. They didn't like it. So you got to make sure it's something that you enjoy. Don't go into something that you're not happy with. And it goes on any platform.
If I could just say something really quickly too, Johnny's got the link for my Poshmark closet listed below. And if anybody wants to take a look, and you're not required to buy, you're not required to do anything, but if anybody wants to take a look at my Poshmark closet and just see how I've got it set up and see, like, you know, what the profile looks like, because you create your own profile, and see what my listings look like and that sort of thing, you're more than welcome to. I invite you to come. You do not have to buy anything. Somebody will buy my stuff, trust me.
Right. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Hope you're feeling better. Get well soon. I know you're recovering, so hopefully that the surgery went well. And I know the surgery went well, so I know you just got to get a speedy recovery. Back row, bit of good to know. So good to see each and every one. Now, before we end the show, again, anybody can come on after the show's over. What would be your final, maybe one or two top suggestions for somebody who's thinking about getting into Poshmark? What would be your top two suggestions you would give somebody when it comes to going into Poshmark? And then we'll go ahead and get you to promote your channel at the same time. Okay.
Probably the first thing that I would say, my first thing would be, it's dead easy to get started. So just do it. Just do it. Just put your toe in the pool and jump in. It's that easy, and you can't screw it up, because if you screw it up, they will stop you. The second thing I would say would be, don't buy into the fact that you have to be social and go to parties and share and meet other people and you can sit alone in your room and never have to speak to another person and never have to communicate with another person in your life and still be a very successful seller on Poshmark. You don't have to do all that social crap. So those are the two big things, because I think those are the two things that keep people from trying it, or from, really just, figuring it out. It's the easiest platform, and I've listed on eBay, Mercari. I've listed on a lot of different platforms. It's the single easiest platform to list on. They ask the least amount of information. I would say with Poshmark, just jump in, do one listing, see how you like it. And also, all the social crap, ignore it. Ignore that. Ignore the ambassador status, ignore the posh friends, ignore the posh parties, ignore all of that. And you do you. You just stay in your lane and do you. You're going to be just fine.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and bring you a little bit up so you can go promote your channel, because Jennifer did drop your Saturday morning show link.
Cool. This Saturday morning, we have reseller news from around the horn, or around the water cooler. We have, I'm going to be talking about my weekend sales and what we've done this week, what I see going out, and what my profits would be. I'm also going to be talking about fashion, and with fashion, it's not always, here's a fashion show, although I do that too sometimes. I'm very Joan Rivers about it. But with fashion, we also talk about fashion news and things that, you may not think that applies to you, but most hard goods resellers sell like Nike shirts and Yeezy shoes and stuff like that. There's stuff that, you kind of need to know where they are in the news and what could affect your sales on those. There's also salty treats. And, if something's aggravating me, it's probably aggravating every other reseller that is, on these platforms. So I bring up the salty treats so we can all approach it and heal together. And also because because sarcasm is my second language. And then we end up with sweets for the sweets, because you always want to end up with something sweet. And I do give shout outs. I really, really love my community. And so I love sharing, the great things that they've done. So join me this Saturday, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, Pacific on the West Coast. So I'm not sure what it is in Hawaii. I want to say it's like 6 a.m. in Hawaii.
All right. Stacy says, thank you very much, Glammaz, for answering all of our questions. Need to research a bit more. I have not sold one item of Poshmark since I stopped sharing. Finally, just closed it down. Okay.
You gotta share, Bill. You do. Yeah.
Well, hello, Dawn. Dawn's channel. Hello, good morning and welcome. So, hello, Bill. How are you doing? So, also, if you go and start looking at the Poshmark channel of stores like Glammaz, all her information is in the description bar below. Not only her Poshmark channel link, she also have her YouTube channel link and her email in the descriptions bars below. So you can go follow her, as well as if you have any questions, write them down. If you go in to check out some of the Poshmarks, especially for somebody that's been in the chat and you want to go over and support them and get some questions for next Thursday, go look at some of the stores. And if you have any questions, write them down and bring them back next Thursday. And with that being said, I'm also looking for somebody for Whatnot, which I would like to do it on a Wednesday. And then I'll keep Monday and Friday open for Etsy and or any other platform. So if you know of anybody who would like to be part of that in the morning show and share that the knowledge with everyone, let them know to email me. All that information is in the description bar below. Bill says, I'm waiting to go to my lab work. Well, hope everything goes well. Can't have no coffee. I hate it when that happens.
I've had to do that. Yeah. Maybe that's why they do it in the morning.
Yeah. Well, thank each and every one of you for always coming out. Again, don't forget, every Tuesday we do have the Q&A all about eBay. Also, don't forget that it's already started. Dawn's Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy are live from the doghouse on Dawn's Southern Finds channel. So go show them some love and support. And don't forget to check out the community tab down below, where I have the link for the public calendar for you to go view. And you can see who's on, when, and what time. And then if it's a regular show, talk show, listing show, or auction, all that's on the calendar. Make sure you do that. As well as today, do not forget Buffalo Picker Tommy's birthday is today.
Yay!
Him in the chat, or you want to reach out to him, let him know to tell him you said happy birthday. Today is his birthday. And again, Saturday is Robert's birthday, this Saturday. So also don't forget that I'll be co-hosting starting this Saturday on season 3 with the Hoosier Stacker Bingo. If you haven't checked out his channel, he does have a playlist of all the new things that he's doing this year. And that way, if you're not sure on how to play and win silver, yes, he gives away silver. When I say that, it's in different coins. And what you do is you just go and watch the playlist from part 1 all the way back to his playlist, so that way you can get an idea of how to play, how to get your numbers, and how to win on the games. And that'll be this Saturday at 6 o'clock-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mm-hmm. And that's on the Hoosier Stacker Bingo channel. And I'll be his co-host. And then don't forget, every Monday night, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Fun Night Bingo Night. We're approaching 3 years doing bingo on this channel. So come and check us out. We're trying to reach 100. We've been getting closer and closer, and it'd be great to get those thumbs up as well to match those that are in the chat. So come check it out. It's always free to play, free to win, free to show. You can win multiple times in each game. And don't forget, every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Hump Day Auction. That's at 2 o'clock with 3 co-hosts and 1 guest, but one of our co-hosts is out, so we'll have 2 guests for the next week. And then the first Friday of each month is the Deals of the Dawns. Yes, everyone on the panel is Dawn except for myself, because I'm hosting it. So come check it out. It's been fun. So with that being said, thank y'all so much. And again, the link is at the top of the chat. If you would like to come on and chit chat after the show is over, you're more than welcome to join us. And with that being said, like I say before I end each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. And until we meet again, later, peace out. Thank you.